Good morning from Big Sky Country. I'm Stacy, owner of Montana Used Bricks, and this is my second time trying this video. I'm having trouble talking today, so we'll see if I can get through this without screwing up so much. Today I'm doing another this and that video. I'm responding to 4 questions and suggestions that were given in my comment section, which I am actually caught up on, I believe. I think maybe there's 1 or 2 more comments out there that I'm kind of holding on to because I might do videos on them. But other than that, I am caught up. And once again, thank you to everybody who takes the time to comment on my videos. It means a lot to me. So I know I'm just not talking into my phone week after week for no reason. I do have one question that was not answered from my last this and that video. I had asked about storing parts in plastic bags, like Ziploc bags. Somebody was wondering if they yellow faster or cause any kind of issues with storing them in plastic bags, and no one responded to that. So I don't know if nobody knows the answer or they just don't want to tell me. But as you can see back here in this white container here, all of those have a lot of Ziploc bags in them with different bricks and plates, and I would really be curious if that's actually going to cause them to yellow faster or cause any other issues. So if you know that, please put that in the comments. That's the one comment I'm still waiting for a reply on. I'm going to jump into this first one. Nice to see one haul end to end. I don't really keep the hauls separated to see what profit I've actually made. I just don't have the space for it. Also, sometimes put them together to get more pieces of the same category before I catalog them. How do you price your parts? Current average? So I want to comment on the first part of that is, yeah, I do small uploads from Brick Store because I'm doing those start to finish videos, and that's what he's referring to here. And for me, it's a lot of fun to see the profit of maybe a local buy or something I got off of eBay. And it's something I started about a year ago, and I've really enjoyed doing it. Before that, anytime I bought Lego, it all got dumped into a container. I now have, I think, 5 of those containers left that I need to go through. So I do have a lot that I do what I call a massive sort when I'm going through those. And I actually alternate between the two of doing a start to finish video and doing the massive sort. So I'm not just working on one all the time. So I am getting a lot of parts uploaded when I do the massive sort, but when I do the start to finish, then yeah, they're a lot smaller. But I think I've commented on that before, but that's just how I do it. As for the prices, I've mentioned this before, I do the 6-month average. And I used to, when I first started, I would raise it a cent or 2 per part. I haven't done that in a while just because I think I'm more competitive with my prices if I leave them at the 6-month average. I don't want to go below the 6-month average because I still need to make a profit on these parts, or if I'm not making a profit, then I can't spend money on Bricklink to get the parts I need. So I need to be able to make a profit so I can spend my money in other stores. If you could, put in the comments whether you use the 6-month average, the current average price, or do you maybe do your own kind of calculations for what those parts are. I think I read in another comment that they felt that Bricklink was not keeping up with inflation, which is probably true. There's probably a lot of parts that really should be a little bit higher, but because everybody's selling at that 6-month average, I think that keeps it a little bit lower. So this next question is, hey, do you store your parts by color or by piece? And I think anybody who's watched my organization videos already knows that for the most part, I separate by part. So if I have these larger brackets, I'm going to put all of them in this drawer. So all the different colors are in there. They're easy to pull out. It's not a big deal. But if I get a whole bunch of one color, as I did for these modified tiles with the handles, I had so many black ones that I didn't have space to put any other color. So I pulled these out and gave them their own drawer. So for the most part, I sort by part. When I have too many parts of one color, then I will move it to its own space. Usually in a bigger drawer like this, or maybe even one of the squares of the Papamax that I have. So again, I'm asking for some comments from you guys. Do you guys sort by part, by color, or do you just have your own way of organizing your parts so it makes sense for you? And that's the thing. It's like everybody does it different because everybody organizes things a little bit differently on how your brain is wired. And for me, this is the easiest way for me to sort the parts and to be able to find them and find them quickly when we're pulling parts. And thankfully, my husband understands what I'm trying to do, so he understands when he goes to put parts in on how we want it done. This next one was in response to, I think, a video I did where I was showing that I was drying some of the Lego that I had washed, and this is a really good suggestion, so I wanted to add it here. I'd recommend a salad spinner. There's a nice one at Walmart by Farberware for $20. Gets 90% of the water off the bricks. I usually spin for 20 seconds, move the parts around, then spin another 20 seconds, then lay out on the towel. Dries so much faster. And I think I've read this somewhere before also, that a salad spinner will really help to get the water out, because if you've washed Lego before, you know that the water will collect everywhere it can, and it does take a while to dry. And if you're drying it on a towel, you have to kind of go move it around every now and then and turn it around so that you're getting everything dry. This next one is in response to, I think, my vlog video that I did for August. I was noticing that the price difference on pirate ship for USPS versus UPS was minimal. I think there was even one I did recently where it was actually cheaper to send it through UPS. And I was asking whether or not anybody had switched to UPS for this reason, because it's pretty comparable now. And this was this person's response to that. For me in Missouri, UPS is often 1 cent to 50 cents cheaper on 4 to 8 ounce packages for SurePost, where they deliver to the buyer's post office and USPS makes the final delivery. Not worth the extra few miles drive to the UPS store, in my opinion. I do often use UPS for larger packages though. And then he also had a suggestion regarding how to clean a 32 by 32 plate that I had that had ink on the back of it, and I was able to get most of the ink off with the magic eraser by Mr. Clean, but here was his suggestion on getting inside the studs on the bottom. For permanent marker, I recommend Goo Gone. Get a Dollar General, Walmart, or Hobby craft stores with a Q-tip. It'll get that stuff right off. Careful with magic eraser on tiles, etc. They're abrasive. So I thought that was a good suggestion, and I am going to try that because I discounted the base plate just because it did still have a little bit of ink on the back. So I'm definitely going to try this. I think I still have some Goo Gone that I can use on that. So for the USPS versus the UPS, I did have somebody else comment that the UPS does the final delivery, so I'm not sure if it's really worth it. Although if USPS keeps going up in price, I may switch to UPS and have them do the home pickup. I already have them do the home pickup on the USPS side. Whenever I have too many packages to shove in our little mailbox, I will schedule a pickup. And okay, this last one came from the Facebook Bricklink Worldwide Buyers and Sellers group. And I just thought it was a good question, and one that I'm pretty sure I've gone over at least once before, if not twice. But it's always good for the people who are new to the videos if they have this question. Is there an easy way to separate light gray and dark gray from light bluish gray and dark bluish gray? I know the difference, but it's still hard to tell sometimes when you're looking at a big pile of used gray bricks. Is there maybe a certain type of light that makes it easier, like black light or LED or anything? And yes, LED lighting will definitely make a huge difference. Before we built this shop, we have just, normal lighting in our house, and we actually bought little LED table lamps so that we would be able to tell the difference. When we built this shop, we purposely got LED lighting in here so that it would be easier to tell those colors apart. But one trick that I have is I just took a couple of the bricks and I sorted them so that I have the dark gray, light gray, and brown. I'll have one that has the dark bluish gray, light bluish gray, and reddish brown. And really, even in this video, I don't know if I can get the lighting just right so you can see the difference. I have no issue telling the dark gray and the dark bluish gray apart. I do have issues with the light grays, so I will often grab a regular light gray so I can make sure that I've got the right one. Same with the brown. If I don't have two side by side, I cannot tell which is brown. Sometimes I can, but I always grab my little cheats and look to make sure that I'm putting it in the right color. And the other issue with the reddish browns, and I'm sure people who have been doing this for a while know this, is the reddish brown and the dark reds will come in so many variations of that particular color that I've actually had people tell me, you sent me the wrong color, you sent me a brown and not a reddish brown. And it's like, yeah, I sent you the right one, but they don't always match. And so I will usually just refund instead of fighting them on it, because I know that I did not send them a brown. I know I sent them a reddish brown, but it might be a darker version than they're used to seeing. It's just the variations when they actually make these. As sellers, we have no control over that, but when you're doing used bricks, people will try to point out that you're sending them the wrong one, even though I know I've sent them the right one. I'm not going to argue with them. I'm just going to refund them and just move on with my life. It's not worth the hassle. So that's my video for today. It's going to be very well edited because I still cannot talk today for some reason. My brain just is not fully functioning. I don't know. It's just one of those days. I apologize now for how badly this is going to be edited. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.